Yeah, so this is Sean J. Gran, aka Sean Gran, and today I'm interviewing the incredibly talented Kiefer Shackelford. How you doing, sir?
I'm a little tired, but
Yeah.
I'm happy though. I'm having a good time. Yeah.
Good to hear, man. So yeah, it's been about 2 years since we last spoke. Since then, you're now 2 albums and one EP or project deep in your career. How does it feel?
Feels good. I'm just trying my best and trying to get better. So
Yeah. Amazing, man. So have you traveled to London much? Because we met in Amsterdam, so...
this is only my second time here. My first time was in September. So still new to me, which is fun. I have so much to discover.
Yeah. Do you have much time to discover it, or are you leaving quite soon?
I'm leaving pretty soon, but I do have a free day tomorrow, so I'll be hanging out with some friends and hopefully doing some fun stuff. So
Nice, man. Are you much aware of like the London jazz scene or hip hop scene, or?
I know about it, but I don't know enough about the musicians in the area.
Cool. Yeah, because there's like a renaissance of sorts happening with certain musicians. So yeah, there's a lot of cool guys that you can get hip to out here.
Right.
Yeah. So your parents were a big influence on your musical journey. We talked about it a little bit back then, but can you expand again on their influence on you?
Yeah. So my dad started teaching me how to play when I was probably like. Maybe when I was like 4 or 5, he started teaching me how to play like boogie woogie piano and some other things. And then my mom started teaching me how to like read music and how to play when I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah. Nice, man. And your latest project, Bridges, has some of your most experimental music yet. Was there a specific intention behind the project? And if so, what was it?
I just wanted to try harder with arrangement instead of just having beats and loops. I wanted to put in some cool intros, some outros, and bridges, middle sections. Write unison lines, orchestrate parts. Do more than what I was doing before, because I had a whole set of skills that I wasn't utilizing, and so I just wanted to challenge myself to do that and just see what else I can express with those techniques.
Yeah. How do you feel about the reception it's gotten and you putting those things that you wanted to into the project?
It's felt really good, anytime someone listens to your music that you don't know, it's really cool. So I definitely don't take it for granted, and I feel honored, honestly, that people have been listening to it, and just gonna keep making music my way, and hopefully people like it,
Yeah, I don't doubt that. So speaking of intros, the project starts with a 2-minute piano solo called Journey.
Right.
That's quite unique for your projects, right? We haven't gone with that kind of unique intro like that before. What was the inspiration behind that, and how did that song come together?
Yeah, so this one I like to talk about a lot because I've discovered something I kind of resent about the millennial culture, which is often reflected in our music. Like, I feel like 95% of the time, any pretty song, any beautiful song we listen to is about sex or breakups. Yeah. And that's such a narrow range of topics for beauty.
Especially as a human being, we have so many.
Come on. There's so many. That's such a narrow range of topics for beauty. There's so much more than that. And I really love classical music because, it's not a classical piece, but I was inspired by classical music, I guess. This isn't unique to classical music, but they used to write songs with no subject at all. Yeah. It was just like sonata in B major, fantasy in F sharp minor, and the idea being, here's some beautiful music with no subject, beauty just for the sake of it, and somehow I feel like that's kind of a radical thing now, which I think is like really weird. So I literally just like improvised on piano this is the only song where I really didn't arrange it, just improvised for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then I just orchestrated stuff underneath it, just for the hell of it, just because I wanted to make something pretty. But I guess a lot of my other songs are like that too, but this one I was like really like, I'm gonna just make something really pretty with no beat, call it Journey, which is a pretty generic name. I don't really give a fuck about the name, honestly. Is that the case for most of your stuff as well, like or just that one are you talking about? Sometimes they really matter. Sometimes they suggest an image or a feeling that
like Happysad will present something in the listener's ears to accompany the music,
Yeah, I think so. That's usually what it's for. But on this particular album, the titles don't matter to me. They're just suggestions for, if you want to think about a certain image while the song plays and see if that directs your imagination in any particular place, that's fine. But they're just suggestions. Okay. They can mean anything.
We're going to divert real quick. Are you big on video games?
I wouldn't say I'm a gamer, but I do have a Nintendo Switch that I play really only when I travel.
Okay.
And I play Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart.
Who?
Oh, on Super Smash?
Yeah.
Marth.
Oh, okay. A Fire Emblem, a swordsman.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a Falcon guy. Actually, and Daniel and Namali, we play together a lot as well.
Oh, solid.
The guys who are playing with Blue Labs.
Although I think I need to switch to Lucina because it's my understanding she's better in the new game
really?
than Marth. It's like kind of there's some things that just kind of make Lucina the more ideal.
Approachable, yeah.
Yeah, the more ideal character. I don't know.
Yeah, the reason that's
just what I heard.
Yeah, the reason I ask is because following Journey is Island, and that track kind of seems to give off somewhat video gamey vibes.
Oh, yeah.
When you think about the synth, how it's used, and the bass as well. So maybe a SNES era Yoshi's Island or other type of places. That wasn't intentional, was it?
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't on purpose, but I totally see that. Yeah. I think a lot of people think that about me. I don't really I didn't grow up really listening to video game scores at all. But I think they're great. I just I think it probably influenced me via other artists. Probably that's probably more likely.
That's an interesting point, actually. Yeah. It's like secondhand inspiration. Yeah. So you recently, first off, how does it feel to have Bridges on the Billboard Jazz charts?
Oh yeah, that was crazy. A Happysad went up there too. I can't remember where it peaked, but I know it was on there for maybe a couple weeks. Bridges went up too, and that's great, man. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bonus. All this stuff is a bonus, for me.
It's not the intention, but that it happens is also cool, right?
Absolutely no complaints, Yeah.
Great. You've recently said that you find it strange that Bridges has been called a beat tape by certain outlets.
No, that was more a joke. That was a joke. The joke was, people were referring to it as a beat tape, which is fine. You can call it whatever you want. Some people probably think it's shitty. So
the music or calling it a beat tape or what?
No, I'm saying some people probably think my music is shitty.
Right.
And that's also a fair opinion.
Okay.
It's a fair opinion.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't care that people call it a beat tape.
Yeah.
But I was more making a joke like, okay, well, this is a beat tape, and it's okay. It's so stupid. It's such a dumb. It's very immature. It's a very immature. I'm like, well, this is a beat tape, and it's on the jazz Billboard charts. Then someone's got to give me an award or something, man. Because I know Madlib's Shades of Blue, which is which is a remix album. He didn't actually play those instruments, but that went to 13. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, for the most part, I think some of them. Some of them he did, but anyway, it's heavily sampled, But that went to 13
on the jazz chart.
Yeah, that went to 13. So I have to acknowledge that happened. Yeah.
Because you mentioned before that the approach with that EP was kind of like genre bleeding. Do you remember that? There was a comment. So I think one of the artists or one of the writers who had covered the project felt bad.
Lied,
Okay. No, I wasn't sure if there was a specific take where it's I don't understand why you would call this a beat tape, because the way I've done it is as a piece of music, and you can't beat tape is too broad a term to really define what it is.
Tapes to me makes it seem like they're just 4-bar loops with variation via DJing the beat, so to speak, or just editing. Editing the loops as they go. But there's live instrumentation throughout.
Yeah.
And arrangement and so much more going on. But I mean, I'm heavily influenced by beats.
Yeah.
So I can see why someone would say that.
Yeah, I think it's just a complex.
They're not wrong. I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah, they're also not right, but
My own analysis. Wrong too.
It's an interesting time we live in where everything's being characterized as certain things, and it's very difficult to tell what is actually lo-fi hip-hop. People see that as a new genre, but it's been around for the longest time. DBRC,
right.
Twami or Can Kick, all of those kind of guys. I don't know if you heard about them, but Yeah. So which song is your favorite from the project?
I don't know. It switches all the time. I like them all, you know.
Okay.
I really like them all.
Which one was the most challenging to write?
Probably. I feel like I spent the most time on Orange Crayon, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's when I spent the most time.
Is there a reason or just generally?
I don't know. I can't remember. All I know is that took the most time.
Yeah.
Granted, it doesn't take me very long to make a song usually, but that took me the longest probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So the artwork for the project and the singles was done by Mason London.
Right.
How did you come across him?
Oh, I just found him on Instagram and just really wanted him to do the animations. So I went to Stone Store and I told them like, I'm gonna do this album and Mason London's gonna do the animations, and they're like, all right.
Yeah.
And then he crushed it, dude.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you in the jungle, you on the train. And you know what I noticed today watching the animation back? I don't know which song it is, but I think it's the one when he's maybe on the train. The arm movements and the hands are correct as you're playing the music.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. Like it wasn't just like a random loop. Like he actually like worked it out, and like you can't see your right arm behind the piano, but he's got your shoulder stretching out to represent that.
Right.
It's another level of detail that, you know.
Dude, if you look at the bodega one, the liquor store one, zoom in on the vending machine.
Okay.
And all the buttons are different Stone Throw albums.
Wow.
So if you look at like the buttons where you would click to like select a drink, you know, it's like No Worries album. There's J-Lib on there.
Yeah.
There's Mad Villain on there. There's some Quasimodo thing on there. I can't remember if it's The Unseen or something else.
Yeah.
But you can look. He basically like, it's awesome. And then that what's that Doom album cover of him eating the cereal?
Food.
Right. So food. There's the cereal box on the cover, and it's in the store.
Oh,
the boxes.
Yeah, when he's got like, there's like a box with him like looking back, right?
Right.
Like that's amazing.
And so that cereal box, it's like one of the items on sale. There's a bunch of other things too.
Was a lot of that your own input, or was that kind of him just like running with the concept? He's really good at that.
Yeah, he's just really, really dope.
Yeah. Sick, man. So Majestic Casual recently profiled you in their Finding Beauty documentary. How was the process of making that?
Oh, it was cool. They just came over and just like hung out with me for the whole day. And I will say this: if you watch the video, I'm sweating like a pig because we had to turn the air conditioning off, and it was like one of the hottest days of the year. So we turned the air conditioning off so they could film without the noise. And so I'm just sweating so hard in my own house.
Yeah.
So I was a little self-conscious about that. But other than that, other than sweating a little too much on camera, I had a very good experience. It was really nice, And then we played the show and they filmed that too. So yeah.
It's a really lovely documentary, and even the bit of you shooting the shots,
right,
and that kind of stuff. Like it was just really cool seeing you and like Castellozzo and who's the other guy?
That's John. That's my friend John.
Yeah. Does he make music too, or?
Yes, he does. He makes really dope music. John Keek. You can look him up.
Keek.
Yeah, Keek.
Sounds familiar. Cool. Yeah. Have you watched it back?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Was it surreal seeing yourself in that documentary format, or?
I really liked it. I mean, I saw it for the first time like, half a year ago.
Yeah.
But I was really excited when I first saw it. Yeah, it was really cool. They did a great job.
Yeah. Awesome. So earlier this year, you started your Records, Shirts, and Donuts video series with your homie Rob Klassen. Yeah. What inspired it, and how do you know Rob?
Well, it's named after a ritual that I used to have on Fridays after I would get off work. So I get off work at like noon because I taught at a school, taught music at a school, and I'd get off at noon. I'd come home, or I wouldn't come home. I'd go straight to the record store. I'd buy like 5 records or so. Yeah. Go to Goodwill, buy a new shirt. Go to the donut store, the donut shop, get donuts and coffee, and then I'd go home. I lived in a studio apartment by myself, and with no one else around. I put all my new clothes on, get swagged out.
Yeah, feel fresh.
Then I put on the record, and then I'd eat my donuts and coffee for about 2 or 3 hours. Every Friday. Yeah. And then the rest of the weekend I make music. But it all started on Friday, just like getting into the,
Yeah.
you know. And so I wanted to make a show named after that, and but do it with other people, you know. Get together, you know. Hopefully we're wearing some clothes that represent ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're making records, we're making music, and we're eating food.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Amazing, man. So if you had to pick one song that defines you, actually, I had a question going off of that. Yeah, like you talked about how every Friday you would listen to a record and do that ritual, right? Was there one record or one particular Friday that felt like the most perfect one?
Oh, I don't think I could even pick one out now.
Yeah.
I did it so many times.
Yeah.
They all kind of mesh into the...
Definitely. But yeah, I was gonna say, if you had to pick one song that defines Kiefer, inside or outside of your discography, what would it be? Because last time we talked about who was it? It was Thelonious Monk and Blue Monk. The process of your dad teaching you that, and the impression it left on you. Yeah. Is there a song? It could be in your own discography.
Yeah, check this out. I think my favorite song in the world, and this is not a joke, is the Happy Birthday song. There is no nicer song than that.
Okay.
Just the idea of it, singing to somebody, I'm happy you're alive. By the way, that melody is beautiful.
Yeah.
And no one takes it seriously, but if you do and you play that melody, it's a beautiful melody. So beautiful. And there's so many harmonic options you can do. And if you ever really play that song beautifully to somebody on their birthday, there's nothing better. I cry every time I hear that song.
Yeah.
I cry when I sing it to people. Nah, not like, you know, not dramatic, but I keep it in. But you know, I don't think people can tell. But I'm like, I want to cry, you know. And when people sing it to me, I want to cry. It's the best song in the world. It's the best song in the world. That to me is like what I think my music is about.
Yeah.
I want to, you know,
give a sense of that positivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also just the sentiment of, you know, I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy that you're here. That's like a big part of why I make music. Sometimes I just like sit. I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
But I do it, but not
as often.
Or not as heavily as I used to. But I used to often like write music at the point of tears. Get myself really close, just thinking about things, and then play in that state, you know. Because I love that, just the feeling of gratitude. I love projecting that musically. And
was it always happy tears, or was it emotional, sad tears, or was it?
Oh, usually happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really that sad of a guy. You know. I mean, I am sad, but I'm not. I get sad, but I'm not a sad person.
Yeah.
I think I'm a very happy, joyful person. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that comes across in your music as well. Yeah. So in terms of playing live, do you prefer playing solo or playing with your band?
Oh, playing with a band, no doubt. Yeah.
So who's in your band this time?
So I mean,
is DJ Harrison here?
No, tonight I'm solo tonight.
Oh, you're solo tonight. Oh,
things I have my band. I don't.
Sick. No, you know what it was? I saw you post on Instagram, Spring 2019 band, and it's like DJ Harrison and the gang, and I was like, wait.
That was US.
Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure because he's here in like a week or two with Butcher Brown.
Right.
So I was curious. Yeah. But who's in your band anyway? Just to give him a shout out.
Yeah. So in my band is Jonah Levine on trombone, Sam Gindel on alto sax.
Yeah.
Will Logan on drums, and Andy McCauley on bass.
Yeah. Because that Jonah Levine, he did songs with Iman Omari and Mind Design, right? He has Zootcase. Can't remember what the project's called, but he's worked with those guys, so I didn't realize that he was like part of the gang, you know? Like, yeah, sick, man. So last question, what are your plans for the next 12 months?
I'm just gonna, stick to my principles. I'm gonna try my best. Try to get better. Try to make music in an authentic way. I'm not trying to be dope. I'm not trying to be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be good even. I'm trying to do my best.
Which is not necessarily the general perception of good, you know? Like your best is your own personal journey, right?
And I'm always flattered when people think that what I do is dope. And I love dope music.
Yeah.
But being dope is not a reason to make music. That makes no sense. Yeah. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
That's not a principle.
Yeah. That you uphold yourself to.
Yeah. That's not a musical principle to me.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna stick to those and just try to get better.
Amazing. Have you got anything else planned right now, or like?
Yeah,
Asia tour,
I'm trying to finish.
releases?
I have no secrets. I'm trying to finish 2 records this year, or 2 more. Another EP and then a full length. We'll see if I get it done. I'm gonna do my very best, and then I think we're gonna do some more touring later in the year and with the band. So
sick. Last question. I know I just said that, but I thought of another one. You worked with Callum Connor.
right.
On oh my gosh, it's like my favorite song. Why do smile? Thank you, man. Why must you lie to me, baby? Smile off of wait, that was Oxnard, right?
Right.
Yeah, Oxnard. Yeah, that's my favorite cut from the album. Is it true that you worked with Anderson back when he was Breezy Lovejoy as well?
No, I didn't work with him, but I knew who he was. I don't know if he remembers me. I was probably just some annoying kid, but he used to come to UCLA all the time to perform. So but I didn't work with him until much later.
How was the process of working with Callum Connor and working with Anderson himself?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Callum and I, make music together all the time, and we're good friends. And we just do our thing, and see what happens. And we just make a bunch of beats, and then, if Anderson wants it, then he gets it, and then we just keep making more stuff. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Do you have any final words for your fans?
Be encouraged and encourage others. That's the tagline. I learned that from one of my music teachers, Mr. Abraham Laboriel. So I'm just always just spreading that around, because I think it's universal. I think regardless of your beliefs, it's a pretty good principle to hang your hat on. So be encouraged and encourage others. I always end on that note. So
thank you so much, man. Cheers.
Dude, thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, dude.